Hey guys, Type here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Langreskaya. Thankfully spawning in the south. We have shAeDHD playing as Ostheer and immediately going for Jaeger Infantry. Next offensive in the north. We have Metzger playing as US Forces and going for Mechanised. It's actually my first cast of the 64-bit patch, and this is a Patreon submitted game. Full disclosure there. Shay is, I think, round rank 700 and Matt I think around rank 500. So if you're around those ranks yourselves, maybe you'll be able to learn a few things from this one. So Shay going for an unusual build here, putting down tier 1 but going for double pyos anyway. Getting some wiring off going. Did lock into Jaeger Infantry, so you know, potentially could have seen the double pyo, double MG start, but you don't need to build tier 1 for that. In fact, that's the whole point in not building tier 1. Speed up your tech a tiny bit. Can call in the Jaeger command squad to make up for that later on. So Matt pushing down onto the fuel, has connected all the way across here. So has a really good territory control between the split. And Shay, well, starting up a sniper here. Okay. Unusual choice to go for double pyos alongside a sniper. Generally, you kind of want to have grenadiers, since they have access to the Faust, can help protect your sniper from light vehicles later on in the match. And might be necessary in this particular case because we have the WC-51 coming up. And he's just about got the munitions or the machine gun upgrade. So a really slow start here for Shay, playing a very conservative style while sniper arrives. But yeah, this is this is tough. Not having any fuel for this long can get you off to a rough start. Okay, here comes WC-51. Got the re-echelon inside, 50 cal about to pop. And a decent amount of damage to it here with the small arms from the pyos machine guns. Oh, and that could actually go down here. So pyos had to reload though, and the machine gun only gets half a burst in. Very close call there on the WC-51. Gotta make sure you are frontally facing your enemy with that. So both you can get the machine gun firing and, you know, you get slightly more armor on the front than the rear.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Okay, here comes the sniper for Shay. MG in a nice position here. And first shot from the sniper as well, so Matt probably not aware of that up until now. Shay has pushed in quite aggressively onto the cutoff, but Matt is still getting fuel from the other side of the map. Shay making a break for the fuel point. MG spinning around. Tenants. Close that distance. Oh, just gets suppressed before getting around the corner. WC-51 coming back in now. MG-42 does get Vet 1, sniper on the run.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Looks like sniper might just be okay. It'll be a close one though, on the road now. Oh, there's actually no road there. And WC-51's just going to chase all the way to base. Interesting. Usually snipers invis for like half a second after they complete retreat, but it looked like it completed its retreat quite far off the base. Usually they clump up a bit more than that, right? Oh no! But on the exit, ends up going down to the machine gun. It might have been better to try and back out this way, I'm not entirely sure there. But as I said, same story, exposing the rear armor was a bit weaker. Ends up losing WC-51, but I'd probably take that trade personally. WC-51's, you know, quite a lot cheaper in terms of manpower than a sniper. Sniper always a real headache to deal with on Langreskaya, but Shay gonna go for the rebuild on that sniper. Not deterred by that, and perhaps emboldened by the fact that WC-51 actually went down.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
And here comes the Stuart for Matt now. So that's a really fast Stuart in production already, 5.5 minutes into the game. It's quite scary. Actually, doing battle phase 1 at the moment. Building a bunker, waiting back here. I can understand maybe waiting with these pyros and these pyros, but I think I'd send the machine gun out with that amount of health. Can't afford to have that many units waiting around in base for healing. The machine gun's still pretty healthy, so...
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Interesting, Lieutenant has picked up the bazooka, perhaps expecting a 222. And a power build there from shAe on the tier 2 tech structure. From here, probably going to have to go into pack. Okay, going to go for the 222. It's going to come, you know, at a reasonable time, you know, around 6.5 minutes, but given how bad the fuel control has been for shAe, you have to expect you're going to be up against a super fast light vehicle from your opponents. And the 222 doesn't really hold up terribly well against the Stuarts. Sniper took its first shot there. She has had pretty good munitions control, so got an LMG, got a flamer, got the medics. Still has a bit of munitions in reserve as well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
I think personally I'd drive in point blank onto the pyros here instead of trying to shoot the oh, slight miss micro there, allowing the squad to get close enough for the Faust. I can understand it if maybe the Grenadiers use sprint, which is available with his commando, but there's waltzed on up there. Slight lapse in control, going for a bit of a flank here on the machine gun, but taking a lot of damage from that pyro flamer. Moving to cover there now. 222 going for a bit of a chase down, and it looks like shAe going to be able to charge onto the cutoff again. Coming across here, but what happened? Oof. One. They might have been able to hang around there, get the snare off, but it wouldn't matter too much because the Stuart's still requiring repairs. Cav rifles coming in on the rear though with the sticky satchel. And there's a lot of damage. The Cav rifles with their small arms might even be able to take down the 222 here. Looks like he's going for the wipe on the machine gun instead, however. I think I probably would have tried to go for the small arms kill. See if going for the machine gun there, but not too bad either way. Is not super well armored, and you know when you got those SMGs like on the Cav rifles, they can spit out some pretty good damage against the large target size light vehicles. But shAe has stabilized and, you know, has been working the cutoff pretty well throughout the match so far. Matt going for the second 50 cal as well, which is a little bit strange. I think probably ambulance time. Unless the ambulance is coming out. No, I don't see it. Got a lot of low health units here. And second 50 cal, generally pretty reasonable idea, but now up against a sniper, so perhaps in this particular case it's not going to be quite so strong. Back out now for shAe. Definitely required against that Stuart. You can see how much taking a Faust has slowed down the Stuart. Now we're like 2 minutes later before it's returning to combat duty, still at one model, so taking that Faust is a big deal in the early game. Good movements from shAe though, bringing out the pack onto this side as they make the push across here. And here comes the 222 in support now. Pack pushing up. And there we go. Connects with the Stuart. A little bit slow backing away here. Takes 2 shots. Now the Grenadiers could come in for the Faust. Very slow backing away. Yeah, that's it's a bit slow. I think Matt needs to be paying more attention to his light vehicle. Because that was easily avoidable. Like that pack, or certainly should not have any chance of getting a 3rd shot on there. Probably not the 2nd, not the Faust either. So it's a pretty big blow to Matt after a strong start in terms of territory control. shAeDHD fighting back now. Doing the work here. Bazooka coming across. Oh boy, Pi with a flamer, torching out the 50 cal. Oh no, and a SWAT windows. Doesn't need to retreat. Kind of lucky though, shAeDHD actually retreating the Pios there. I think could have got one more flame burst off and actually killed the machine gun. So a bit of a lucky break there for Matt.
Foes are behind our lines.
There's a sniper again.
Attacked.
But yeah, just commanding territory control for Matt at the moment. Still doesn't have an ambulance though. Got the captain in the work. Well, major rather in the works. And now the ambulance. So yeah, this is too late of an ambulance. Should have got it before that 2nd 50 cal for sure. I mean, you know, if you're running out onto the battlefield with a squad 5 moles this amount of health, you're just going to drop like 3 moles instantly and lose the engagement, you know. Generally it is slightly less important against a sniper. But, oh, needs him. But against the 222, you're going to get ravaged. Quick retreat on that one though. Taking a shot. Oh, you see, just as they're firing the bazooka, the model firing the bazooka dies. The bazooka shot didn't come through. And now Lieutenant dropping low. 222 going for the chase down. Maybe I'll look for the wipe here. Just to charge out with the rifleman. Threaten the snare. 50 cal setting up. Could pop the AP ammo as well and has done. And the Lieutenant gets out of there. Very, very close call. Oh, light AT mine down there as well. He takes down that 222. Close call if he caught that on the way in. But alright. Lieutenant does survive. Close call. Good scramble from Matt. Stopping any further chase from that 222. I think I heard weapon racks from Matt as well. Second pack coming in for shAeDHD as well as a squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Putting down a Talamine also. shAeDHD about 100 VPs behind at this stage. Rifles out on the side. Sniper takes a shot and then full retreat. Here comes the 222. Close call though, could have triggered the Talamine there. Which maybe could have killed the Cav rifles. Maybe could have just only killed 1 or 2 models. They're trying to close in for the sticky satchel though. Oh, and a good move here from shAeDHD. Trying to stay on top of the squad and down it goes. You have to be careful about that. Same with the penal satchels. The vehicle can chase close to your squad and get the wipe with the huge explosion radius of that. So a bit of a backfire from there from Matt. I think personally I wouldn't have chased in that far with the Cav rifles. I probably would have stayed around the building, tried to work the sight blockers, tried to tempt any units into close range where the Cav rifles are very strong, or if the 222 comes around the corner. So yeah, a bit costly there. Cav rifles down. So Matt is equipping some bazookas. There's weapon racks. Cal in the building taking a few shots from the sniper. And now a Jaeger command squad out for shAeDHD as well. So infantry from shAeDHD is starting to build here. Two coming out to the side.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And Sherman in the work now for Matt. Okay, there we go. Snare on that, but Pyro's right there for the repairs. Not going to slow it down too much. Bringing the squad off the fuel to pressure the Pyros so they can't start the repairs here. Could be a reasonable line of play if you're trying to cause the 2-2 to hang around for long enough for the Sherman to arrive to kill. And nearly takes down... Oh, does take down the Pyros, in fact. So shAeDHD getting a little bit sloppy there, trying to go for repairs while they're still getting shot at. And here comes the 50 with the AP ammo. And down goes the 2-2-2. Artillery barrage dropped and could collect with the rifleman as they retreat through it. Only take a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, the Jaeger command squad dominating over here. Almost knocking out the lieutenant. But here comes the Sherman on high explosive too. Oh, that's a lot of damage. And down goes the Jaeger command squad. So there we go. Some big blows to shAeDHD there. Upgrading with the dozer blade first. Not sure if Matt is aware of the double packs or not.
We are down to 300 points.
Generally, you know, if you think your opponent's only got one anti-tank gun, I would recommend going for the machine gun first before the dozer blade, because you don't really need the extra health. And then you have the extra anti-infantry, you have the extra mobility, which helps you really punish your opponent if you're getting your Sherman out at super fast timing. But in this particular case, there are 2 packs on the field. Having an extra shot of health can be a nice for your peace of mind. Don't have to worry about losing your Sherman immediately. But yeah, as I said, recommended if you know you're up against double packs. Otherwise, you might want to think about not going for it until a bit later. Grenade out, but good dodge from shAeDHD, and both rifles getting forced away there. Oof. Okay, Sherman coming through. Peregrines, they're so low, should have hit retreat immediately after that shot. Sticking around for a little bit too long here. Could maybe understand it if you had double packs nearby, and here they come, but
Infantry squad has been killed.
arriving a tiny bit too late. So another big loss there for shAeDHD to the Sherman. That's a really good position here. Do have support armor core down for shAeDHD. Just about enough fuel. You're going for Panzer Grenadiers and a Jaeger command squad. I was going to say, could potentially go for the Stug. It looks like it's going to be Panzer IV as the option. So, pretty low fuel income at the moment. No high fuel connected. Not even that many standard territory points. So quite a long time before that Panzer IV still. So I think going for 2 squads at this stage is a reasonable idea. But I think I probably would be sticking to Grenadiers in this particular case. Just because, I'm already quite vulnerable to vehicles. Having another scenario squad around is going to come in handy. Plus it's Langreskaya. It's quite a good map for long range units such as LMG Grenadiers. Yeah, command squad's always a good option though. So here's the snare. Double packs lining up here. Sherman may be a tiny bit lucky that he didn't connect with the telemine earlier and maybe could run over it over here. Meanwhile, I think the lieutenant went down over here. Bit of chaos. Sherman does get away though. Second Sherman coming in. 2 squads capping on the fuel. Should be having one connecting it.
Get ready, guys. We're taking effective fire.
Decal about to get flanked by these Panzergrenadiers. Sherman backing away for repairs.
Capture point is being overrun.
Sherman on the other side.
These peasants have the code. Infantry. 90-day wonder. Falling.
There you go, the Panzergrenadiers.
Infantry, kill him with the MG.
Infantry will be ours.
Tank ready.
A little bit slow switching rounds here, doing that on the front lines. And the Sherman's going to take engine damage in front of the double packs, but they are having to get forced back because of these riflemen coming in. Again, getting one of these very, very low here. If he had full health engine, he could come in here and do a lot of damage. Good position on the machine gun though from shAe. Getting pinned. Riflemen trying to crawl out. No, they also get pinned. Both squads of riflemen are pinned. That Sherman did pull all the way back here, crushing through this, which is maybe not ideal if you're worried about ace attacks later on. Didn't have to back away that far either. Maybe could just back to here. Just other repairs a little bit earlier on that Sherman. Instead of backing away quite so far, but you know, whatever. Playing it safe. Finally going to connect the fuel. And going for the VPs now. Going to turn the drain back against shAe. VP lead has reduced a little bit for Matt. About 80 at the moment. And here comes the Panzer IV for shAe. So this could be a bit of a turning point, especially if this mine comes into action.
A capture point is under attack.
Sniper opening up on the 50 cal in the centre. Sherman coming out to this side.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
But with the arrival of the Panzer IV, could make it a little bit trickier. Oh, retreating. Oh, no retreat at all in the centre with the 50.
A gun crew.
Pretty big mistake. Recrewing it now. And retreating. Sherman coming forwards. Okay. Very close to that Telemine again. Takes one shot and now exposing the rear to the double packs. Oh boy, this is risky stuff. Where's the second Sherman coming across now? Okay, and here come the rear echelon. They've only got one bazooka though, and they don't fire it the whole time. There it goes now. No, yes, bounce. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Don't want to be operating with a tank on that amount of health. Don't want to take that risk. Oh, captain for Matt. Okay. Wasn't really expecting that. Into the anti-tank gun. Oof. Close call. Being suppressed right on the edge there. Going to have to reposition the machine gun though to deal with that. Perhaps, yeah, rifle grenade could even come in here. Oh, kind of lucky that didn't go down. Here comes the Sherman. Starts to retreat now. Bit of a lucky break there for Matt that machine gun did not get decrewed there.
A capture point is under attack.
Okay, looks like Matt. Okay, switching back over to HE now. Here comes the Panzer IV. The double packs are somewhat nearby. Panzer IV coming across. Generally in the head-to-head, the Dozer Blade Sherman will win. It's the extra health and the extra armor from the Dozer Blade. Now making a bit of a charge down the center here. MG getting some nice suppression in, but it's that Major already getting dropped on top of it, so MG having to pack up. Panzer IV coming in for a bit of a crush, but I don't think that's worthwhile. With two squads nearby, easily could have taken engine damage from AT grenades. Oh boy, and that's a lot of damage onto the Panzer IV with that AT gun coming in there. Takes engine damage now. The double Shermans are charging ahead. They're soaking up enough damage for the moment. Need to switch over to prioritize vehicles here. Okay, there we go. Manages to get the job done anyway. Turrets were facing a little bit waywardly there though. Could potentially have caused issues. Oh, and there we go. Both the packs get decrewed. Matt just charging and completely overwhelming shAe. Oof, could have got the sniper there as well, but that's alright. Both of the AT guns are going to go down here. AT gun gets decrewed. At the back, we've got light artillery barrage dropped on one of these Shermans. Captain also in a little bit of trouble, and oh, it looks like shAe going to be able to recrew one of the packs. That's really good news. Otherwise, this game would probably be over at this stage.
We lost an infantry unit.
Oh, it looks like the captain does end up going down on a retreat to the G43 Panzer Grenadiers there. And I think Matt could have stayed in there with some slightly more confident Sherman play, but that's alright.
We're losing a capture point.
One thing we haven't seen from Matt so far is usage of the Sherman smoke to try to get out of sticky situations, or maybe dropping them on the packs or other team weapons.
Our supply line
Could
just
be a
got
real
cut off.
area of improvement. And shAe doing a pretty good job holding on to the VPs in spite of being in
300
a
points remaining.
pretty bad position here. Going for a Stug, which I think is a pretty reasonable choice. Going to be up against 3 Sherman tanks. Once again, this is where maybe
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
not having enough snares could come to back to bite shAe, because you know you can get flanked pretty easily with your Stug if you're not careful. But you know, maybe even could afford double Stugs, not too far away from that amount of fuel, and that could be pretty lethal to these Shermans.
Area secured. Set up and stand by. We're taking effective fire. Reinforcements in. Try to outflank you.
Good idea. Putting down some tellers. That's a really, really good idea.
The enemy is
Pretty common teller
overrunning
areas
one of our
around
capture
here. Over here as well. Okay, so 3 Sherman tanks for Matt. A pretty good position here.
points. Supply line just got cut off.
Some retreat from the VP. Oof. Here comes the Stug though.
The capture point is under attack.
Oh, did the Grenadiers go down there? LG Grenadiers, ouch. Trying to flank here with these 2 squads, but good machine gun positioning for shAe, but in comes the Sherman. Got the pack somewhat nearby though. Sherman taking a shot, and it's on armor piercing, so high explosive, so not super good against infantry at the moment. This one's on high explosive though, and this is a moment where putting
Just lost a unit.
smoke down on the pack could potentially be quite helpful. Squad. Oh, the Major went down there. So the Pie's got that, but Pie's almost going down in response. There we go. Second Shug for shAe.
Back to full strength.
A lot of repairs required for all these tanks, but yeah, with a pretty good territory control position at the moment. He doesn't have the sweeper on those re-echelon, right? Doesn't look like it. So that could have backfired on him pretty badly with a couple of tails around.
Coming up on the flank.
Definitely need those sweepers.
Potato masher. Those are cracking over our heads, guys.
Good rifle nade. Yeah, command squad looking for the wipe here.
Try to outflank her.
And gets it. Gonna go for the steal
Just
even?
took out an entire gun crew.
If they retreat through the center, that could actually be quite safe. Here come the Shermans though, recrewing them. Looks like they are retreating through the center. Oh, but okay, I didn't realize that these shrubs have been opened up so much. I can rotate quite easily from there. The AT gun, this is where it can really come in handy for Matt fighting off these Stugs. 3 P-Greens charging in, but we've got quite a lot of Shermans back there. Grenade out. No dodge. Here come the Stugs. Looks like the AT gun's going to get decrewed here. And now destroyed, so yeah. Not the sharpest anti-tank gunplay there. No dodge on the grenade. Looks like Matt tries to set up a flank here with this Sherman. Oh no, and loses the ambo down the center. Those G43 P-Greens, they do have a longer line of sight, which are really helpful for spotting. Here comes the Sherman, this one coming in from the side. Looks like this Stug is going to go down. What about the other one? Sherman missing a crucial shot there. Looks like that could go down to the Stug. Pack did reposition, but not managing to get a shot on there. There goes one of the Shermans. Oh, but there goes the Stug. Out of control, Sherman contributing for the killing blow there. Now I've got 2 Shermans here, switching over to high explosive now. Oh, hits that Telemine now. And a Faust. The Shermans are extremely low. Needs to stay in here though with these Shermans. Okay. Also that machine gun. Wow, look at that model. Would you see? There's one model here, one model all the way over there. Yeah, that's exactly what he needed to do. Kill the decrew pack before getting away. So the Grenadiers couldn't crew it and finish these off, and one Faust is not going to be quite enough to get the kill here. And with that, shAe in some trouble rebuilding the pack. But it's going to be tough to come back from that many losses. Okay, fresh AT gun for Matt. In fact, oh, did that one not get destroyed? Looks like it's, yeah, been recrewed. Oh boy, but that 50 cal goes down fast in the center. Oh, I'm prioritize vehicles here, giving away the positioning. And shAe gets them neutralized, so the points are not really ticking against shAe. It's part of being in this position. Another flank on the 50 cal. And oh that was the steal on the one in the center. Oh, that's a long range grenade though. Might even be able to get the decrew here even while being suppressed. There's a couple of nice bursts from the bar. No, close call though, close call.
Tank destroyer is ready for action.
Now a Jackson for Matt. See, it seems a little bit unnecessary. You know, in having such good territory control, you have to expect your opponent's maybe going to be able to squeeze out one more tank. And double AT guns, the bazookas, the double Sherman should be able to handle that. Probably would just go for another Sherman myself.
One of our capture points.
Or maybe another squad of infantry. A bit more capping power. Oh, not 50 cal. Now the sniper's dead. Close range rifle grenade, but the rifle squad survives it. And yeah, the Jaeger command squad's pretty good, but not quite strong enough to beat double bar riflemen. Cal goes down. Uh-oh, I think that was Vet 3, wasn't it? And goes for the steal with the Panzer Grenadiers too. So Matt gifting away 2 machine guns here.
We're losing capture point.
shAe with a pretty decent dug-in position now with the double packs. And shAe, you know, with so much anti-tank, not that much anti-infantry anymore. MG suppressing. Here come the double Shermans though. And they find the pack. Another pack a little bit slow to rotate. Oh, that one just gets decrewed so quickly. Rotating the other one now. And good work from Matt bringing in the double AT guns to finish off the decrewed pack. Going for a Scott, which is also a reasonable choice. She's doing some laps here. Bring up the Jackson as well. That could maybe destroy the decrewed pack here. Also a good idea just in case your opponent pops out a tank while you're making this push.
Light gun carrier tank ready.
They are a little bit exposed to this grenadier.
Gun crew just got wiped out.
I think personally I'll probably pull back with the damaged engine Sherman and go for a base inspection with the other, but it looks like he's going for the double base inspection here. I'm going to close out the game for good. Abbey Barrage dropped in the centre. Oh, and the rear echelon go down. They went down fast. It looks like shAe's going to throw in the towel. There you go. So yeah, Matt's the Patreon backer. shAe's actually a sub on my stream, so there we go. That's pretty funny. So yeah, there we go. shAe, the build, I don't know, it's just a little bit weak. It's kind of like a, yeah, I'm not sure. You build tier 1 for the sniper, but there's a bit of a traffic jam of units you're building from first tech structure. You're building Pio, then a machine gun, then a Pio. Kind of like a long queue of units coming out of there. And then, as I said, you know, double Pios maybe not quite so good against US forces. You know, US forces better in the close range. Maybe Pios are slightly better against Soviets. Pios have a better matchup against the conscripts. Also, Soviets plant a lot more mines, so double Pios can be more useful. Sweeper and Flamer combo. But yeah, the WC-51, nice chase down, taking down the sniper. Bold play, but yeah, I think I would take that trade, WC-51 for the sniper. And yeah, just a few, the armor play from Matt could do with some Sherman smokes. A couple times, you know, maybe backing further away to repair than is necessary. A couple build order, I don't know. Maybe a couple build order mistakes at the end here as well, the very end game, but already had a huge lead at this point, I suppose. And it seems to have maybe a tiny bit of trouble multitasking with the tanks, but I'm sure that will come with a bit more practice. But yeah, some pretty good flanks with the Shermans coming in from multiple angles against the packs. And sometimes just charging straight on, and thanks to the extra durability from the bulldozer blade, surviving those as well. Yeah, I think that'll do. Yeah, well guys, we'll wrap on that. Thanks for tuning in. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.